is Monday, February 7th, and I'm doing a long-delayed video reviewing January and looking at February. I was very happy with how January went. I made $3,299 and I spent $2,055, which left me with $1,244. I put $1,000 towards my car and I put $244 into my savings account. Now, this was a really amazing feeling to put $1,000 towards my car loan, but I was very aware that I was doing it at the risk of potentially jeopardizing my February budget, as I had a couple of expenses. There were consequences to putting $1,000 towards my car. You'll also want to stick around for the rest of the video because I will have a short segment where I tell you where my debts stand at the moment. For February, I sat down a couple of days ago and I wrote down all of my expected expenses, and that came out to be $1,588 that I plan to spend in February. I had two estimated costs there. One was my certified public accounting bill because I'm paying somebody to do my taxes this year, thank God. And the second was a bill for my architect because, if you don't know, I bought a house in July of 2020 and it needs quite a bit of work. It's absolutely livable. I've been living in it since then, but to make it the best that it can be, let's say, it needs quite a lot of work, and some of that work needs planning board approval, so I need stamped architect plans. I didn't know how much an architect would cost, and he could only give me an estimate, so I need to pay the architect $1,600 by the end of February. And it's been a hard pill to swallow. Of course, I know it's an investment in the future value of the house. It is, I mean, certainly a learning experience, and also it's gonna be okay, but not easy. It did get me thinking about something that I wanted to talk about with you all on here though, and that is safety nets. I am exceptionally privileged to have a safety net, meaning that I know I'm not going to end up without a roof over my head and I'm not going to end up without food on the table because I have a family who is able to support me if push comes to shove. And one, I wanted to acknowledge that, and two, I wanted to just give you the opportunity to think about whether or not you have a safety net. If you do have a safety net, to just take a moment to be thankful for that. My safety net and my family has gotten me out of a multitude of moments in my life where I would be in a much different position without them. Maybe you can see how putting $1,000 towards my car last month was, in retrospect, I don't want to say regrettable, right? But it was maybe foolhardy in the light of me not knowing how much I was going to owe my architect. That brings something else into the picture, which is just like balancing priorities, right? Because I have such a strong desire to get rid of all my debt, but I also have other responsibilities. It's just a tricky balance to find, and I guess maybe a lesson in looking a little bit further into the future and erring even more on the side of caution, which I tend to do, but maybe right now I need to do that even more. As a result of that, I've looked back at my previous budget for February and looked where I can cut. Now, there's not so many areas that I can cut, really. The majority of my money goes into utility bills. For those who are curious, I spend $580 on my mortgage, $107 on my health insurance, $80 on my car insurance, approximately $150 on my electrical bill, although that varies enormously. I budget about $150 a month for gas, $60 for internet, $26 for subscriptions. The costs that I have a choice in are food, personal spending. That's about it. So last month I had budgeted $200 of personal spending and I think $150 for food. Now this month I have cut that dramatically. I budgeted $100 for food and $50 for personal expenses. And honestly, I'm gonna make an effort not to spend anything on personal expenses, but I need to give myself some flexibility. Again, everything that I'm doing right now is towards the goal of changing my relationship with money, and being in a position financially where I can have confidence in my situation and control of my situation. So right now, a lot of my feelings are of anxiety and worry. I'm doing my best to make those feelings temporary. And honestly, all I want to do is just give you an opening to think about how you're feeling about money and to try and find some step, some path, some beginning of a path, baby step towards shifting that for yourself. Exciting part of the video because I get to tell you how much I still owe on my loans. Student loan, again, is at 0% interest. I'm not paying anything towards that right now. It stands at $5,000. My car loan, 3.99% interest. I currently owe $3,700. I just want that number to disappear so badly. Holy. And we're one step closer. I can do this, and you can do it too, okay? Do I sound convincing?